On the edge of a peaceful little village stood a mysterious wooden gate covered with colorful vines. The villagers called it the Garden of Giant Flowers. No one knew who had planted it, and very few had ever stepped inside. It was said that every flower in the garden was taller than a house and bloomed with magical powers. Most people were too afraid to enter, but not 8-year-old Lily. Lily was a curious little girl who loved nature more than anything. She spent her days collecting colorful leaves, talking to butterflies, and planting tiny flowers around her cottage. Her grandmother often told her, "The kindest hearts are always welcome where magic grows." One bright spring morning, Lily packed a small basket with bread, apples, and a bottle of water before walking toward the mysterious gate. As soon as she gently pushed it open, creak, a warm golden breeze danced around her. The moment she stepped inside, her eyes grew wide with amazement. Every flower was enormous. Sunflowers reached toward the clouds. Roses were as big as umbrellas. Tulips looked like giant colorful tents. Lilies shimmered like glowing lanterns. The air smelled sweeter than honey, and butterflies the size of birds fluttered through the sky. "Wow," whispered Lily. "This place is incredible." Suddenly, a tiny glowing hummingbird landed on her shoulder. "Welcome," it chirped. "My name is Sunny. The flowers have been waiting for someone kind." "The flowers?" Lily asked. "They're alive?" Sunny smiled. "Of course they are." Before Lily could answer, the largest sunflower slowly turned its golden face toward her. Its deep, gentle voice echoed across the garden. "Little gardener, we need your help." Lily blinked. "My help?" The sunflower nodded. "Our magic is fading." Lily looked around. Now she noticed something she hadn't seen before. Some flowers were drooping. Others had lost their bright colors. The glowing petals were becoming dull. What happened? She asked sadly. Sunny flew in circles. "The crystal dew has disappeared. Without it, every flower will slowly lose its magic." Lily took a deep breath. "I'll help you find it." The flowers gently bowed. "Thank you." Sunny led Lily along sparkling paths lined with giant mushrooms and colorful vines. Soon they reached the first challenge. A giant patch of sleepy daisies blocked the path. Every daisy was fast asleep. Their huge petals completely covered the road. "How do we get through?" Lily asked. Sunny whispered, "These flowers only wake up when someone sings from the heart." Lily wasn't the best singer, but she smiled and began singing a cheerful little song about sunshine, rainbows, birds, and friendship. Her gentle voice floated through the garden. Slowly, one daisy opened, then another. Soon, hundreds of giant daisies stretched happily toward the sky. The path became clear. "You have a beautiful heart," they whispered together. Lily smiled shyly. The journey continued. Soon they reached the River of Reflections. Instead of water, it sparkled like liquid mirrors. A giant blue lotus floated in the center. On its leaf rested a glowing silver key. "That's the garden key," Sunny said. "But the river only allows honest hearts to cross." As Lily stepped closer, the river asked, "What is something you were afraid of?" Lily thought carefully. Then she answered honestly, "I'm afraid that sometimes I won't be brave enough." The river sparkled brightly. "Truth is the greatest courage." Beautiful crystal stones rose from the water, forming a bridge. Lily carefully crossed and picked up the shining key. The lotus smiled. Kindness and honesty always open magical doors. Soon they arrived at an ancient greenhouse covered in sparkling vines. Inside stood a lonely little watering can. It looked old and rusty. "Can I help you?" Lily asked. The watering can sighed. "I used to water every flower here, but nobody remembers me anymore." Lily gently picked it up. "You still matter." She filled it with fresh water from a nearby spring and watered the smallest flowers growing beside the greenhouse. Immediately, the rusty watering can glowed bright gold. "I had forgotten how wonderful it feels to help." The tiny flowers bloomed into beautiful rainbow blossoms. One of them pointed toward a hidden tunnel. "The crystal dew is this way." Lily thanked them and hurried inside. The tunnel glowed with blue crystals. At the very end stood a giant thorny vine wrapped around a crystal fountain. Inside the fountain shimmered the missing crystal dew. But the thorns completely blocked it. Sunny looked worried. No one has ever passed these vines. Lily slowly walked closer. Instead of pulling the thorns away, She gently touched them. You don't have to protect this forever, she whispered. You must be tired. The thorny vines slowly loosened. A soft voice answered. We were only trying to keep the crystal dew safe. Lily smiled. You've done an amazing job. The vines happily moved aside. The crystal fountain burst into brilliant light. Tiny glowing drops floated into the air like sparkling stars. Sunny laughed happily. You did it! Lily carefully filled a magical crystal bottle with the glowing dew. Together they rushed back across the garden. The giant sunflower smiled warmly. You have returned. Lily sprinkled the crystal dew across every giant flower. Instantly, golden light spread everywhere. The roses became brighter than rubies. The tulips shimmered like rainbows. The lilies glowed like tiny moons. The giant sunflowers reached even higher toward the sky. Butterflies filled the air. Birds began singing. Even the clouds sparkled. The entire garden came alive again. The flowers cheered. Hooray for Lily! The hummingbirds danced. The bees buzzed happily. Even the trees clapped their branches together. The giant sunflower gently lowered one glowing seed into Lily's hands. This is the seed of kindness. Plant it wherever people need hope. Lily carefully placed it in her pocket. She thanked every flower before walking back through the magical gate. The moment she stepped outside, the gate quietly disappeared beneath the vines. When Lily returned home, she planted the glowing seed in her village square. Every morning she watered it. Days passed. Then one sunrise, a magnificent flower bloomed. It wasn't giant, but everyone who came near it smiled. Neighbors became kinder. Children shared their toys. Birds returned to sing. Even people who had argued became friends again. Nobody understood why. Only Lily smiled, because she knew that true magic didn't come from giant flowers. It grew from kindness, honesty, courage, and helping others. And every time someone showed love to another person, somewhere beyond the hidden gate, the garden of giant flowers bloomed even brighter. True magic grows from kindness, honesty, courage, and caring for others. Even the smallest act of kindness can make the whole world bloom.